Hi guys, welcome back to this African Perspective. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so this video we're going to be checking out today is a variety of videos on that pertains to job market, how shitty the job market is and hard it is for people to actually find job these days, and then some people's experiences while trying to search for a job and what they've seen, like some weird things that happen with interviews and how how these companies just operate these days, when because we know finding a job is really difficult. So now you can expect anything from people you're trying to find job from. Sometimes they just ghost you, all sort of things. And also some people actually giving advice on maybe a little bit of good thing, like some things you could do to help yourself if you don't have a job, like on how to help yourself when it comes to the chances of getting a job. I don't know how accurate it is, but I mean, you can just see what might benefit you. But before we get right into this video, don't forget to please click the like button. It really helps with the algorithm and I appreciate it so much. Let's get right into this video.
If you have a job right now, please do not quit. So I literally just left my cousin, and my cousin has been seeking a job since October. And we are obviously in April, damn near. So I asked her, I'm like, why don't you have a job by now? Like, girl, you've been looking for all this months. Me being insensitive, I didn't know how bad the job market was until like she showed me her email, and it's hard to get a job. And I did not know it was this hard to get a job. Like, she said that jobs will literally ghost you. What? How can you be hiring and you ghost somebody? Like, what? That makes no sense. But like, I was just looking at her email and it was just like denial letter, denial letter, denial letter. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. What the hell? But my thing is, I see all these places that are hiring. And I just found out that it's something called overqualified. She has a degree, and for certain jobs, she's overqualified. Yeah. Don't quit your job.
It's very hard to get a job right now, and as somebody who's been in recruiting for 6 years, I'm going to tell you guys what has changed, what's going on, give you all the tea, because it's hard, and maybe this can get you a job. I was laid off 3 times last year. It took me 7 months to find a job. I was not the only person in recruiting or HR that was laid off. If you have a company that has 300 jobs listed, right, you might only have 5 recruiters for all 300 of those roles. It used to be like 12, 15 recruiters to one company, one department in a company, so it takes a long time to go through resumes. Every single job I have ever worked at, we have looked through every single resume. I have never used AI, and I've never used an automated system. So if you have 300 roles posted, you have 2,000 people applying to each role. How long do you think that takes? Of those thousands of people that apply, maybe more than half of them apply to roles that they're not qualified for. It used to be 6 years ago, you could apply for roles you weren't qualified for and you might get hired. It happened to me. But now companies are not willing to spend the money or the time to train people, and it really fucking sucks. Number 2, you do not need to pay somebody to do your resume for you. You can download Star Resume or go to starresume.com. It's like a free app, or you can do it on your computer. Use that resume template. I have used it for years. It's very simple because recruiters only spend about 30 seconds looking at somebody's resume. Number 3, I cannot stress enough how a temp agency can help you get a job. The amount of roles that are converted from temp to permanent in these companies is insane. And not only temp roles, but sometimes we outsource to these agencies and say, hey, we don't have a candidate that's great. Do you guys have anybody? And they're like, yeah. And then that person gets hired on. Look at companies like Randstand, Robert Half. There are so many more. Fuck Indeed, fuck ZipRecruiter. Let them go. Last thing, to be very honest, I am making less than I have ever made in a recruiting position, ever, because the job market is ass. Companies don't want to spend money. It is what it is. I still have to do my little things on the side to make money. It sucks, but it is what it is. And I wish things would change. I hope they change, but it's really bad right now, and hopefully these things can help somebody get a job.
I make $14 an hour working at Walmart, okay? That's important. I'm on Indeed looking at other jobs. I just saw a job for a behavioral health tech. That's like literally right up my alley. $12 an hour. $14 an hour to work in retail. $12 an hour to tranquilize a mentally ill patient. $14 an hour to fold some clothes, answer some questions for some customers. $12 an hour to get berated and chased by a mentally ill patient. Could we fix that? Could we fix that?
I just watched a TikTok that a recruiter posted, and this is what she said. She said, recruiters only want to find people who are currently working. They don't like working with people unemployed because the perception is that anyone who's good at their job survived the layoffs. She literally said a sales company is never going to let the top salesperson go unless that person has committed a criminal offense. And then she goes on to say it gets worse the longer you're unemployed, because it is a red flag to every recruiter that you're unemployed. They find it fishy. And she literally compared it to dating and said that when you're dating, you don't want to find someone who's consistently single and being let go from relationships. And so she basically said that it's better to win someone over who's currently in it. And I'm like, okay, so if we're comparing this to your dating theory, is it better to win someone over who's currently married, or is that cheating? I was kind of enraged by this video because, to me, if you are unemployed and you are pounding the pavement and you are going out and you are looking for jobs and you are applying to 5, 6, 7 jobs a day, you're taking coffee meetings, you're joining networking groups, you're starting to volunteer so you can expand your networking circle. Maybe you took on 2 or 3 part-time jobs to cover your bills. Maybe you're selling clothes that you don't wear anymore to, keep your money going. You are getting scrappy and gritty with your search. You are the person I want to hire. I don't want to hire someone, okay, let's pretend I have my own company. I want to hire someone who has grit, drive, and ambition. I would prefer the single person over the married person any day, because guess what? I was single for a couple years before I found my husband. And in my opinion, people who are able to remain resilient, focused, and driven in a time of their life that might be challenging are a better person to hire than someone who's jumping from relationship to relationship. Same with dating. If you're single and you're able to work on yourself for a while, and then you're able to better figure out what you need, and you're better off putting yourself out there to that person. So comparing jobs to dating, I hate when people do it. And I absolutely hated the way that this person compared finding a job to dating, and saying that if you're unemployed, it's like, oh, like you're questioning, why is this person single for so long? You're questioning, why is this person unemployed for so long? Oh, they must have committed a criminal act. If they're actually good at their job, they wouldn't have been let go. I'm enraged and I am sweating. Someday, your girl here who's unemployed and has been laid off 3 times in 3 years, who's extremely smart and willing to work and is scrappy with multiple part-time jobs, and, just to keep the everything going in my life, I will have my own company someday. And if you're unemployed and you've gone through the shit the way that I've gone through, and you've stayed resilient and you've remained driven and gritty and you have not given up, find me. I will not think that that's a problem. I promise you.
When it comes to job, these are some of the things that actually enrage me. They make me so angry. Is the fact that you want someone who is not, that's presently employed. That is the person that all these recruiters or hiring managers want. And then at the same time, these people will also not want you to, they want you to have so many experience. They want you to have experience. You could literally be done with maybe college, or maybe you got a certification, you're trying to work, and someone is asking you for about 10-year experience for possibly an entry-level job. How on earth do you possibly expect me to be able to perform all these things for you? You want me to be employed while I'm searching for a job. Maybe that was the case for people, what they were dealing with back in the days, where maybe there's a lot of jobs, people are employed, so when they're searching for a job, okay, they're already employed, so someone can just take them, the recruiters could hire them, and it's like, it's okay. But right now, people get laid off from work, people get fired, a lot of them, just like that, because these companies are trying to keep a lot of profits for themselves, and then carry a bunch of job position activities or work that other people are supposed to be doing, and pack all those the workload, and give it to one person to do. So now, when you are asking for someone to actually be already working in a company, you don't want someone who is not currently working, or you want somebody that has a lot of experience. You guys are being very unrealistic. I'm telling you, it is an unrealistic expectation, and it really sucks. Sometimes these companies lie a lot. So if you want to be the 100% honest person, life might be a little bit hard for you. Let me tell you, honestly, people who become successful in life make a lot of money. If you get the hint, you get the hint.
Okay, so I just had the craziest.
I've never mentioned this, but if you don't have nepotism or a network when searching for a job, the next best thing you do have is time. And there's a very specific Google search that I use to make sure I'm applying to jobs within the first 24 hours, because that definitely gives you a much higher chance of a callback, considering that you're also, qualified for the job. This is exactly what I would type in Google. These websites, Greenhouse, Ashby, Dover, Lever, whatever, they're all applicant tracking systems. Hundreds of thousands of companies use these websites to post their jobs. And therefore, we're telling Google to look for jobs that were posted on these websites. And then I have a term in quotation for a role that I'm searching for. You're gonna make sure you do a filter on the web search and search for jobs that were posted in the last 24 hours. You can do a custom range and select the dates. I don't think it's available on the phone, but if you're doing it on your computer, you can search like specific dates. So like you can pick the last 48 or 72 hours if you missed a day. I would basically do this every day to see what the new jobs are, then apply. Job positions could literally get hundreds of applications in a single day, so you want to make sure you're a part of that first batch, like fresh fries. Hopefully that helped, and if you have any questions, you can just ask me. Being a slave to capitalism is just so fun. It's just so fun.
I just want to jump on there and maybe get advice or something. I just lost my job, so I'm doing DoorDash until I can find another job. But it seems like no matter how much I work, I'm not really making any money. I worked like 7 hours and made like, I think $74. And I feel like every time I make, $40, 20 goes to gas. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I just started and I had even a delivery like for an elderly complex where the woman said she couldn't walk. So I had to bring the food to the 3rd floor. And they had like a little garage where you could park, but you had to pay. And I don't have any money for the parking. So I just put my hazards and I come out to a $60 ticket. And I asked them, I'm explaining, please, DoorDash, this is all I have. Please don't give me a ticket. They don't care. So, where am I supposed to park in that situation? I don't know how I'm not making money. I'm just trying to get by. If you have any advice or do DoorDash or know of any jobs hiring in Massachusetts immediately, please let me know. I'm really trying to find something. Thank you.
This is how you get.
Thanks for calling up. How can I help you?
Hi, I was calling to see if the hiring manager was there.
Sorry for your hold. This is Beth.
Hey, this is Tatiana calling. I put the application in.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
When could I come in for an interview?
It will probably be after Thursday. I have some inventory. I have an inventory on Thursday, so I'm getting everything prepared for that. 5:30 today. We'll set the interview up for 5:30.
All right, I'll be there.
Thank you, Tatiana.
Okay, see you later.
Bye-bye.
That's how you get the job. You don't ask, are y'all hiring? You tell them that you put the application in, and when can you come in for an interview?
Oh, hi there. I would like to apply for the job that you've had listed for several months now. Yeah, no problem. Have you applied online? Yeah, I just thought I'd show an extra initiative and apply in person as well. Oh, well, that's great. Do you have your resume? Yes, I do. Here it is. Wow, I see very clearly that you fit every description we've asked for in this job role. Yeah, and I live within like 20 minutes. Even better. The thing is, though, no. What? Yeah, no. Nope. But you're hiring for the role, right? Oh, definitely. Yeah, I complain daily about how understaffed we are. Right, and I fit every qualification? You had just said that. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yep. But still the answer is no? Unfortunately, you're just not who we're looking for. Sorry. I wish you good luck, though.
Probably some people who are working right now that have been working in the same place for so long that they have not even they've not applied to work in another place, and they do not have the idea that, hey, like, this job market is really trashy. So they might actually get angry at their boss or get angry at someone that they work with or the work environment and be like, hey, this place is toxic, I'm about to leave. I would say whatever you're going through at your workplace, you better sit down there and endure the toxicity. As hard as it is better than being unemployed, because to find a job right now is so hard. So you wouldn't want to find yourself just angrily saying you quit and be out there, because there are many people who are getting fired on a daily that they don't have any other options. They're just sitting there, and sometimes it's even a battle to actually get this unemployment. So that is just the reality of what we're going through. Some people do not know about it, and they might just say, hey, I'm quitting this job and I'm going to search for another one. You need to know that you cannot just quit right now. It's better for you to even be searching for the job first while you're still working, and then maybe if you get an offer. It's still very risky because there are many people who actually quit their job. I think I've seen many videos about that situation happening where they quit their jobs, or they get an offer of a job immediately and quit their job, and then while before they even could start working, they get laid off and stuff like that. It just happens all the time. And yeah, you could just be working there in just 1 week, 2 weeks, and you're fired and you left a job. So it's just a crazy situation we're dealing with right now. This period of time, it is hectic. After surviving this hard time that we're dealing with, we really need to we all need a vacation because we've been through it.
I just left a Hooters interview and it was really interesting and I really want to talk about it. These are so good. So there's a 2-part interview. You do like the verbal part where they ask you the questions. The questions are really easy. And then he immediately was like, okay, so the lip ring is a no. So I do have to take out my Monroe piercing just for when I'm on the floor. I am really upset about this, but I completely understand. It's definitely a little showy, I guess. The good news though, guys, Hooters does not care about tattoos anymore. I didn't know that. The whole reason why I haven't applied is because I'm covered in tattoos, especially like my arms and my back. So I just thought that it would be like a waste of time to audition. I've auditioned for Hooters one time when I was 21, but at that time they did care about tattoos. So I had to cover my tattoos up with makeup, and then it got on the shirt and it was just a really big problem. So yeah, going into 2024, they say that they don't care about tattoos anymore. And that has been like that for about 2 years, which honestly, thank God, because who doesn't have a tattoo? It's rare that you don't have tattoos, Second part of my interview is this Friday. It's kind of like an audition. So I have to try on the uniform, come with like full glam and take out the lip ring and hair and makeup done, like the whole 9. And then they're going to take my picture of me in the uniform, send it off to corporate. And if corporate agrees, then I can start orientation. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Hopefully I get the position. If I do, then the work vlogs will continue, but it'll be Hooters style, which I think is so cool. I think it's so fucking cool. If I get this job, my main focus honestly is going to be pushing out those work vlogs and how much I make in a day and taking you guys with me throughout my shift. I see a lot of potential and I hope I get it. And if not, then it'll be some other place. Bye.
Why can't I get a job? That is everybody's burning question. Anytime I post any sort of budgeting, paycheck breakdown video, anything like that, everybody asks me, why don't you have a better job? You need to get a better job. I work part-time in retail and I make $16.50 an hour, which is about $1 more than minimum wage in Connecticut where I live. And that's the only job I could get. I graduated with my last degree. I have 2 bachelor's degrees. I graduated with my last degree at the end of 2022. So it's been 2 years since I graduated, and I have been trying since before I even graduated to get a job in my field. And it has been impossible. I'm assuming that everybody that leaves these comments have not tried to get a new job in the past couple of years and don't realize we are in an absolute full-on recession and it's impossible to find new jobs. Companies are laying people off by the truckload. So there's so much more competition for the jobs that are available, and the companies are hiring people with the most experience. So me, who is fresh out of college with my degree, has no job experience in my field. And so they're not hiring me, they're hiring other people that have experience. So trust me, I've tried, and my resume is good. I've had it looked over by so many people. I have a good resume, I have a good portfolio, I have all the good things. I just have not been able to find a job. So I had to settle for one that I could get, which is retail. And the place that I work only has part-time hours available right now. They don't have anything full-time because it's not a busy season. It's not a holiday season. So I'm settling for what I can get because a little bit of money is better than no money. And if you have any leads on any sort of job that I can get, then send it my way.
Restaurants across Mississippi are shutting down because nobody's working for them. I gotta tell y'all all this gossip. I'm in like 20 Facebook groups across the state, and a lot of groups are talking about it. Before y'all get mad that I make a joke out of everything, it is sad, but it's incredibly hilarious. So 5 restaurants, 5 in one city that's adjacent to me, had shut down recently because nobody will work for them. They can't find anybody that will work for them for their pay. It's literally so bad that the management and friends of management that are like trying to pretend it's not management, you know what I mean, are posting in local Facebook groups saying, this restaurant desperately needs workers, I heard from a friend. If anybody's looking for a job, they are desperate. They literally can't open because nobody's working for them. There's no employees. And it's hilarious. I'm not going to out people and post the screenshots, but people are literally commenting, I'll work for you for 16 an hour. Give me 18 an hour and I'll start tomorrow. A lot of these comments back to back to back. Do you want to know the gag? Every single one of these restaurants, and it's more than just these 5, it's in a bunch of surrounding cities. Every single one of these restaurants pay $2.13 an hour. I should clarify, servers are getting paid $2.13 an hour. People were already going through poverty here. Imagine, this is the poorest state in the country, number 50 out of all the states in the country in a lot of ways, right? So when the recession hits, we were already at the bottom. This is the top, this is the bottom. We've been at the bottom for 30 plus years. We went lower. Everybody's fed up here. So these managers and owners who are owning generational wealth building restaurants that are very big names in the South and are like 80 plus years old are willing to let that company die at 80 years old because they want to cry from their BMW and mansion and get a friend to go cry up for them on Facebook saying, nobody will work for us for $2.13 an hour. Boo-hoo. Just small town gossip is so gaggy. I had to come on here with my hair wet and everything because y'all don't even know the half of it, girl. All over the state are shutting down because they can't find any workers because they're paying $2.13 an hour.
They're mad because they've been getting away with exploiting people. People forget how small or rural the southern states are. There are very few people who have enough money to really, have enough power. And they've had money and power since their grandparents had plantations. And now they see everyone as someone who should be serving them. So to them, paying $2 or some an hour is fine because they'd rather not pay you anything at all. So here's what's going to happen next. They're going to pass legislation so that kids can come and work for them for that $2. They're moving, and you'll see this, there's child labor laws moving around all of the southern states and places like Idaho, Illinois, any place that has like a farming culture, agriculture, they are going to be passing child labor restrictions and rolling them back so that they can have kids come and work for them. Because of the political landscape, they can't get away with just having people who are not citizens work for them. So they're going to get kids. And when that becomes, a little icky for the general public, then they're going to lobby to allow prisoners to be lent out to be able to do that work as well. It's all to get around not treating other people who work as people. So just watch and, maybe you want to vote or call your legislature.
If I were to choose to live my life over again, I wouldn't live it in this way. Do you know Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not personally.
No. The book. The end of that book would bring tears to my eyes for years. Christopher Robin has to go to school, and he's telling his friends, the toy animals, that he won't be able to play with them so much anymore. And what I wasn't aware of when I went to medical school and when I was a physician is how driven I was to justify my existence in the world. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. When you're driven to work too hard, you actually ignore what matters. And what matters is what you were telling me last night about how every summer you take a bunch of weeks away from your podcast and you just spend time enjoying your kids and your wife and your family. I didn't do that. I always felt I had to keep working. And the book ends with the statement, and whatever they do or wherever they go in the enchanted forest, the little boy and his bear will always be playing together. And that phrase would bring tears to my eyes for years. People sacrifice their playfulness, their joyfulness, being driven by unconscious needs to validate your existence. And where does that come from? Again, that comes from childhood trauma. Play is so important, and joy is so important. In that sense, we can always keep playing in the enchanted forest, and that's just essential, I think.
To be honest, some of these places want to hire you to actually pay you very little amount, and it's like, why are you paying people really low beneath what you're possibly making, like as a whole? We know that the place you're working with or working for, actually earning a lot of profit when it comes to the general organization or general company, but then the employers are being paid very little amount, very little thing that is not going to take them far, and they are working a lot. Many people even put in their 100% in jobs. You wonder why most people are like, hey, like, we're not putting in 100% in this workplace, we're just doing enough to actually just keep being employed, like, because at the end of the day, whatever you do for them, they pay you, so they pay you the bare minimum, very little amount that is even barely enough to actually keep your head above the water. So it's like, why put in so much effort for such companies? That's the end of this video, guys. Thank you for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate you all. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think about this video? And also, please don't forget to click the like button. It really helps with the algorithm. Please, 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 please. I appreciate it so much. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.